So, aside from being asked if I have a stapler, the second most popular question is, where can I get a syllabus? I've lost my syllabus. Where can I get another one? The answer in the last few years has been, mercifully, you can get one online. So, for whatever class you're in, you go to your Canvas site and you find your syllabus. And the truth is, in an online class, a syllabus is just as important as in an on-site class. And worse, in an online class, students sometimes think that the discussion board or the assignment board is going to take the place of a syllabus, and that's just not true. So, you need to read this document. You probably need to print out this document because you need to be in front of this document. You can't be behind making it up. The other thing is it's got a lot of really important information that I think that you're going to want to, I'm scrolling here a little bit, but you're going to want to know in order to complete the class successfully. In an online class, while I will definitely try to pester you endlessly, it's not the same as me being in front of you in an on-site class, reminding you daily about what is due. So this is it. This is your life raft. Grab onto the syllabus and don't let go until the day's school is over. So, in the beginning, follow my little cursor here. This is my 122 class for spring 2018. This is just crucial information. What the class is, who I am. Sometimes people don't know my name. That's okay. I do not take it personally, but it is really nice when you're speaking with your teacher to know her name. Where you can find me on site, when I'm there, how to contact me. These are all really important things. The next is the text that you are going to be using for the entire semester. I'm going to assume that you know this. When I say we're moving on to the next book, I think you should be able to fill in that information. It will also be later, and you'll see that. I do not recommend you buying your first textbook by special order from Amazon. It will arrive 3 months later because it's been shipped by barge. Buy your first one from the bookstore and then order the second and third. Okay, so books. The next is usually some boilerplate that is relevant. I usually try to tell you what we're actually supposedly doing in this class. It's not a joke. It's real. So for instance, for English 122, I define what the class is, and then I give you what we call student learning outcomes that explain what we're doing and how we're doing it. Now, this is not specific to my class. It's general to the entire course, English 122, but it's a good idea for you to read so you know what you're doing. Then I start getting into some rules, some details, and this is true for every single class. I'm I'm strict, but I'm not a difficult grader, meaning once you get with the program and do what the program suggests, I'm really accommodating to various things, but I get kind of crazy. For instance, in English 122, people who jump into English 122 before they really should. So I've got some boilerplate here about what's expected of the students, but I do for every class that I teach. More importantly are some due times. Every class has a different due date, and sometimes due times, but these are serious for online classes. What is the time? It's usually 12 noon. Sometimes it's 7. You need to know the difference. Some students decide that if I tell you it's due Tuesday, they turn it in at 11:59 p.m. and it turns out it was due at 12 noon. Big difference. Assignments, I usually will explain some assignments to you, and they may be on the assignment board as well, but you need to start here with this information. I give you some URLs about academic integrity, rules of behavior, etc. I try to do some really good math for you. I give you a grade scale. I will redo the math, and the Canvas site will do it for me, but I am very careful at the end to make sure I haven't made a mistake. Sometimes in my syllabus, my lack of adding and subtracting shows up, but it's usually on or in the ballpark. So pay attention to this. See what's weighted a lot. Realize what you're missing if you don't do a particular assignment. I tell you how the classes run, what the format and process is, so you should read that. And then I get down to the schedule. Okay, so here's the schedule for the semester. For most of my online classes, I give you a week plus to get on the site, to post an introduction, to buy the books, to do a look around, and then to get into your assignment. So you'll find those usually all those details on your syllabus toward the end in the weekly schedule. I will tell you what we're doing, what we're reading, and then reference you to a part of the site, that usually the discussion board, where there are further details. So you start here, and then you go to the site to look to see what else you need to do. Let's see. For the spring at DVC, we typically have a literature week, so I'll tell you when that stuff is. Here it's in April. So look for that. All of the stuff you need to know for the semester is basically in here. And then I give you the final weeks, tell you when you're turning things in, etc., and how I'm going to be reading it and where you should post. So this is like a really crucial document that people lose, and they hate it, and they don't want to read it. Please read your syllabus. Please read it often. I will reference it. If you'll say, well, you never said, and then I'll copy something from the syllabus and put it in my answer, and I'll be a little, perturbed. And you will be perturbed, and we'll be perturbed together. But let's not be perturbed. Let's be on the same page. Okay? All right. So let's have a good class, and it all starts with your syllabus.